Hey guys, thank you so much for tuning in. My name is Josh and this is C3's Garage. In today's video, I have a very special video. I wanted to talk to you guys about my 2021 Porsche Macan. This is the 4-cylinder 2.0 turbocharged that makes about 248 horsepower. So we're nothing shy of little horsepowers over here for an SUV, although you could be better. However, this is the basic model. And I simply wanted to go over things that I absolutely love about this car, or SUV, I should say. So with that, let's get started. The first thing that I want to talk about is the exterior styling. And I absolutely love this SUV. It's almost like the blueprint for a mid-size SUV or for a small-size SUV, I should say. But I absolutely love the front grille. It's massive, it's brawny, it commands presence, it looks big, and it feels bigger on the inside. For some reason, the way they did this SUV makes you feel like you're in a bigger SUV than what it is. I think part of it is the fact that it's very high off the ground. And the other part is that the width is fairly wide. So I absolutely love that. Love the headlights, love the way they look, love the taillights, and I absolutely love the quad exhaust tips that it has because they sound extremely nice. Take a listen. Aside from that, I think the overall look of the car is just really pretty. You get really good ground clearance. You get really big staggered wheels for a aggressive look, but also it gives you more of a grip when you're driving in corners, and the rims just makes it look even better. And I think part of owning a Porsche is letting people know that you have a Porsche. So with that being said, I just absolutely love the distribution and the size of this SUV. Moving into the inside, I absolutely love the interior of this car. It looks very luxurious. It's very comfortable. The chairs hug you in place very well. You get 2 cup holders, and then you get 2 extra cup holders on the side doors, which I think is really cool. I think I have a bit of a fetish with cup holders because I absolutely love cup holders on cars. You get a little bit of storage in the center console, and you get a ton of different buttons. You get anything from the sport mode to the off-road to lane assist, and then absolutely love the fact that you can turn off and turn on your automatic starter, which to me is a bit of a pet peeve. I hate that the cars have that. But this car gives you the option to turn it off, and it actually saves it, which means that you do it once and that's all you have to do it. And I just feel like overall this interior is really, really nice. I think it's extremely comfortable. It's very low on the noise. And when you're driving at high speeds, you don't hear the road as much as some other cars. I think that everything on this car is very premium. I've heard this from a lot of YouTubers, and I've noticed it as well. And it's the fact that when you're buying a Porsche, you're buying the top of the top. You're buying not just a car, but you're buying a brand recognition, you're buying pedigree, you're buying a ton of different things. But Porsche has a way of letting you know that you could always afford more. And that's because there's a ton of blank spots all over the car. You will see this on the center console, you'll see this on your steering wheel, you'll see this in a lot of different places in the car that will just little by little let you know that there is always a higher trim that you just simply couldn't afford or that you were not able to get. One thing that I love about this Porsche is the amount of things that you can do with the infotainment system. You can go anywhere from navigation to media to phone to your car to the applications of the car. But everything's extremely responsive, extremely fast. The LCD or the infotainment system also has a proximity sensor that gives you helpful information without even touching the screen. But you can look at different things about the car, different things about your settings, and also how to manage certain things about the car. I will say, however, that the camera has a lot to be desired. It's very basic and not clear enough. Now, just to go on a bit of a rant here, I just feel weird that the guys at Porsche never thought that we would use Apple CarPlay or Android Auto as a full-fledged screen display, simply because they don't allow you to use that as a full display. So what you're looking at is what you get. You get half of the screen or a little bit more than half of the screen for the Apple CarPlay, but the rest is just full of bloatware or applications from their own in-house made UI, which just feels forced down our throats, and I just don't like it. I wish it could just be a clean display with Apple CarPlay or Android Auto or whatever the person is using at that point. I just find this very distracting and not useful. With that being said, their UI is fast, snippy, and responsive. You get access to their own restaurants catalog of parking and whatnot from 2021 because this does not get OTA updates. So you will get frustrated with some of the things because they are outdated. But other than that, it's an amazing UI. Moving on to the bottom, I did want to speak about the AC because even though this is a positive video, the AC is kind of weird placed and you will have issues trying to find the perfect spot for you to get the AC. And so that's just one thing that I wanted to point out. But other than that, everything's great. When it comes to the backseat, you also get really nice ample space, not as ample as maybe the Tesla or a larger SUV like the Cayenne, but you also get Alcantara and you also get leather. You also get this really, really cool moonroof that allows you for an amazing amount of viewing. When it comes to the practicality, the Porsche is by far one of the most practical cars that I've ever owned or that we've ever owned with my wife because you get access to a ton of space. You get really cool front seats, you get very comfortable front seats, really comfortable back seats, and you also get a nice storage in the back. With most cars, you are able to throw your seats forward to have even more space. One thing that I will point out is that this car does not have an actual button to press them automatically. You do have to go towards the back seats and do it manually. So this might be a bit of a odd situation, but I mean, it's nothing that it's a break or make deal for us. Speaking about the interior, it's just so comfortable here. It almost feels like an airplane. You are literally one with the car. You can see all your information right up in the gauge cluster. You can see anything from your radio to your vehicle information to your torque split, tire pressure monitor system. You get a ton of different information. It's just a fun car to have. It's a car that it's just, it feels great. It feels high off the ground. It feels brawny. It feels strong. Just makes you feel happy about driving it. So with that being said, let's give it a drive. One thing that I would like to point out is I don't often drive the car on sport mode. I most often find myself driving it on just regular eco mode, I guess that is what that would be called. Not because the car will waste a lot of gas, but simply because I just find it more comfortable. It doesn't accelerate quite as fast. It doesn't, it's not quite as aggressive on the turns. It just feels a little bit more comfortable and refined. So that's why I have it mostly on eco mode. One thing that I will be honest about is there is nothing like driving a Porsche. You have, I mean, your steering wheel is leather, like actual leather. It just feels good. Looking at the Porsche emblem every time you get in just makes you feel good about spending money on a car that is very expensive. Funny story, I did have to do a brake replacement, or it was time for the brakes to be replaced, and I ended up dropping a little bit under $1,500 for it, for all four, not replacing the rotors. Otherwise, that would have been like $2,500. So parts are expensive and repairs are costly. That's something that you do need to be aware of. Insurance, repairs, maintenance. It's an expensive car to own. It's an expensive car to own. So you want to be mindful of the budget that you're dealing with, because it's not just buying the car, but maintaining the car is what comes into play afterward. And on a quick comparison with the Tesla, I just feel like the Tesla, being the Model Y performance, so being the top of the line, obviously you don't get a whole bunch of empty spaces. You don't get any of that. You don't get any buttons at all. So it is refreshing, ironically, to have buttons that you can read upon and press, you know, as you want to. It's almost like muscle memory, because you don't have to remind yourself where to look at. You don't have to look, is what I'm trying to say. You could just do it out of muscle memory, which is, you know, convenient. On another note, this SUV is quite higher than the Tesla. The Tesla has a sport suspension because it's the performance model. So it's a tiny bit lower than your regular long-range Tesla. So if you are concerned about ground clearance, then I would definitely look into measuring before you purchase, because the Tesla is quite lower than this one. This one's high. It has big tires, big rims, and you don't have that much concern for water puddles or any of that stuff. This car just feels a lot higher than what it is, and it feels higher than a lot of other SUVs. As far as cabin noises go, the cabin is extremely quiet. There's just not a lot of noise coming from the road. It's a quiet ride. It's a comfortable ride. I think, if I take this one to a 4-hour trip versus the Tesla, I think I'll be more comfortable in this one than the Tesla. Not to say that the Tesla's not comfortable, but this one just hugs you a little bit better. Just it's a sports car, right? It has a pedigree, right? So Porsche knows how to build cars. They know how to build sports cars. They know how to build SUVs. They obviously know how to build pretty much everything. And having such a big background with Volkswagen and other high performance vehicles that Volkswagen Group owns, I think a lot of that trickles down to these cars, right? Even the basic model has really comfortable, grippy seats. Let's give it a quick speed over here. So you could definitely hear it and feel it. It's a nice car to drive. It's a fun car to drive. And as I mentioned, I don't often put it on sport mode or drive it hard. If you ever want to toss it around and give it a quick spin, the car will allow you to do that at no problem. As far as technology goes, coming from a Tesla, I don't mind it, to be honest. I know my wife always complains about the buttons and would like to see like screens, but you guys should see her trying to press a button on the Tesla. It's funny. It's it's time consuming, and at the end I end up doing it for her. So I don't see how the average person could do well with having LCD screens over here, because I know the new ones have them, and I personally don't like it. One thing that I want to add before I leave this video with you guys is the fact that this car drives so well. It's so precise. It's so well built. It's so much fun. It has so much presence. I don't see why, if you're looking in the category of Porsches, Genesis, even Range Rovers, you wouldn't put this as your top priority, simply because it's very complete. This is the basic model, and you get a ton of things that other manufacturers or other cars on this price point wouldn't get. Now, obviously, there are a ton of different quirks and a ton of different things that I dislike about this SUV, but overall, this SUV is a must for everyone that has maybe a family, maybe wants to have fun, maybe wants to do an SUV on a higher price range, or someone that just wants to say that they own a Porsche. Then this is great. This car, I think, started back in 2021 at around $65,000, if I'm not wrong, starting price. Right now, you can get a very well equipped one for $45,000. So you still get, I mean, the car has depreciated ever since, but you can get a low mileage one with all the bells and whistles for a fraction of the cost, and you are literally getting a lot of car for that. That being said, guys, if you guys have any questions, feel free to ask me down in the comments, and like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.